Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Commentary as Magic stream on today's Sunday, July 26, 2020. I am, as always, Grand Paws.
Pig cheese?
I'm currently dead on account of Hithrock's epic burn.
I'll just remind Hithrock that even in pony life, Trixie sucks.
Wow.
Wow, that's a bit harsh.
It really is.
The truth often hurts.
That was actually the moral of one of the episodes, so, you're welcome.
That Trixie sucks? That was the moral?
Well, that was the first episode. The second episode, the moral was the truth hurts.
It's like they tailor-made it.
That's just... Ow.
Don't worry, Ara, we got your back. You weren't gonna fall without a fight.
Squad goals here. Alright, what are we talking about today?
Well, there was an event last week.
Okay, what else are we talking about today?
Was it last week?
2 weeks ago.
It feels so long ago now.
It was 2 weeks ago.
It was 2 weeks ago. In the meantime, we've been doing little live gameplay, spoilers. Not really spoilers.
I mean...
Kinda spoilers.
They were spoilers. Kind of
spoilers.
Spoiler.
Well, I guess we should probably talk about those too, huh? Alright.
It's been a while since we've talked about spoilers on this stream.
Well, okay, so spoilers, we don't know what we've spoiled. Some kind of meta-spoiler?
Sure. I mean, we have vague ideas for what we have spoiled.
Not everything. Should obviously fix some of that then, huh? Alright, so what do we got first here?
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad that Bugle was helpful enough to say that we've spoiled all the ultra rares, so we should link them in Discord.
Cool, that means I can show off my Nyx main that I snuck into the master document.
I'm a little scrunched.
You know what? I'm gonna let you dig this hole, and we're gonna see...
Tell us about this Nyx main, Ivory.
Start side, 5 power. Boosted side, 10 power. Home limit, 9 on both sides. Pay 2 to turn this card over. Boosted side, all characters are gray and red. And you spend 1 to win the game, I guess.
Okay, I need someone to take that verbatim and put it onto a card, complete with the uhs and the win the game, I guess.
I assume that this card is red and gray.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Or black. I felt like black would make it kind of hard to actually read the text.
It's fair.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Alright, fine. It's not red and gray, it's red and black.
Okay, red and black, that's fine. Anyway, how about we
Verbatim.
look at some, actual spoilers?
Oh, you want to do the spoilers first, do you?
Well, what do you want to do? Do you want to do spoilers, or do you want to do deck discussion, or do you want to do that other thing that we were going to do with Trixie besides epic burns?
I don't know. Let's go in order here. Let's do some decks first.
All right.
All right.
I think this was the first big Harmony event that we've had since the ban list updates. Am I correct?
Yes. So we've got some people trying some things out, trying to adapt.
Purple, pink, white represent.
Shut
People
up.
not even attempting to adapt.
Well, yeah, there's that. So let's just talk about that, I suppose. All right.
It turns out the card advantage is good.
It turns out the card advantage is good, and purple, pink, white remains an utter terror upon the meta. So let's take a look at the first place finisher, Bugle's deck. 4-0, I believe? Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm not even going to get past the first row here before I'm already just like, oh, good, this usual host of characters. We got some gyros, we got some mayor mares, we got some miss mains. Like
Selena Blue.
Like Rainbow Shine doesn't even like register on this list of who's who here.
Okay, so here is something that we need to be kind of aware of, right? Historically, for many years, Ambassador of Friendship as a main has always gone hand in hand with Ancient Research, because you can spend 2, move it up to a problem, and then at your next turn, if your opponent hasn't managed to DFO, great, you got to flip.
I ain't seeing one of those here, though.
No, there's no Ancient Research here. It's our old pal trading traditions. Oh boy!
It's almost as if you don't need Ancient Research anymore.
So let's talk about some of the more disgusting lines of opening play that can not only get your board state advanced and give you good card advantage, but can also flip your main. Like, turn 1, play Pinky Sense, and then put a same-day delivery on top of your deck.
By turning Pinky Sense sideways.
Correct. Now your main has been flipped, and you've gained 1 AT because you've revealed same day. You
Now
still
drop
haven't...
the Selena Blue.
Correct. Drop a Selena Blue. Use Selena Blue. Draw 3 cards, put 2 cards on top of your deck. Regardless of whether or not one of those is same day delivery, you've just put a card on top of your deck and your main is boosted. Exhaust your main to gain an AT. You're now at 2 AT. How about a second Selena Blue?
But you must have played Selena to home.
Yes.
That's why you played the gyro first, to grab belly flop or something, I don't know.
Another same day delivery.
Absolutely disgusting.
No, it's beautiful.
We're just going to leave that one right there for everyone to appreciate for a little bit.
The more I look at this deck, the angrier I get.
Bugle says it's a fair and balanced turn 1. His definition of fair and balanced must be pretty close to mine.
Follow up with a pair of yellow Parasprites, because sure, we weren't in the deepest level of Tartarus yet, let's just go a little further.
I feel like it would be better if one of them was a YPS and the other one was a Changeling Mimics. And then your opponent's like, that's fine, I'll put a Dilemma in play, and then you slap a Grogar down.
You just don't like fun, do you?
He really doesn't.
You just don't like other people having fun.
I mean, when you're running something along these lines, the goal is, I'm having fun. Aren't you having fun? Having fun?
Having fun yet?
Little discard pile recursion with Miss Main and Twilight and Rarity. Get some force movement going on there. We got some friend removal going on there. The Cutie Pox outbreaks are actually very clutch as another nice chaos option for getting rid of big friends so that you don't have to actually, play an event.
Because that, costs tokens and stuff, ew.
Now, you can still play them. And that's fine.
And then we'll just go down the list of other annoying stuff here. Like, this is just annoying.
The entire deck?
I don't know what you want to say. Every card is in here for a specific purpose. The deck has answers for just about any strategy the opponent is going to throw at you, and it's just a matter of making the right choice when you're sideboarding at the beginning to determine what you're going to need and what you're not.
And then, finding your pieces during the game.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So hard.
most control decks that end up looking like this, a part of what makes them work is the pilot's knowledge of what to expect when certain cards are revealed.
Exactly. I would like to point out that this is perhaps the single greediest deck I have seen for entry in a long, long time.
Trading traditions, makeover, singing barrels.
That's it. 1 makeover, 3 singing barrels.
Well, yeah, it's pretty greedy.
It's not as greedy as the other version, though. That thing was even worse. VBot had the same entry suite, and then I mean, you have the Rainbow Shines in here as well. VBot did not.
And Animoy is correct. You can whistle up the makeover with the gyros.
Gotta flip twice first.
So
Mhm.
bad.
All right, let's see what else we got.
All right. Well, I hope you had fun with your purple, pink, white here, because now we're doing mono. Well, it's not exactly mono yellow, but it's close enough.
It's not anywhere close to mono. Well, this thing is.
You were saying?
I thought you were
think
speaking all the decks moving forward. Yeah,
I think he thought a different deck was about to show up.
No, it is. Oh yeah, this thing. Right. Yeah.
This thing is still dumb.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Legion of Zoom is still a good deck. Hey, look at that day shift there. Remember how much value that did in core?
Still
Yeah,
makes value in harmony.
It still makes value in harmony.
Look at that with her cute little smile there, just smiling.
My favorite part about this is unchanged, and it still took second in a Harmony event with no Harmony cards except for the day shift.
Is there really nothing else?
No,
Core
it's a
be strong.
completely unchanged version of Legion of Zoom.
It's the core version, except now it's only harmony legal. Whee!
Oh, old core version, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Yellow kind of good.
If anyone was ever wondering what the best cards in yellow are right now,
Here's your cheat sheet.
Points in general direction.
Yeah,
Or
this
vaguely
is-
gestures.
yeah, this is kind of your primer here. Just point to a yellow card and it's probably pretty good.
Grogar is a yellow card now.
Grogar is currently a yellow card. He will be less of a yellow card once he gets fixed.
Yeah.
And then, because bouncing opposing friends to hand isn't good enough, you've got to throw the 2 Professor of Laughters in here for when you really have to be mean.
Yeah, because we can't be having Selena's bounce. We need to have Selena's go away.
The best part is when you can actually overload the board with critter tokens or just cheap friends so that you can use Whammy on your Meadowbrook so you can have more than 3 copies of Meadowbrook.
I sense some scrunchness here.
Oh no, I love having more than 3 copies of Meadowbrook. I just don't play Control right now for that reason.
That's your reason?
That's
You don't
one
want
of
to
them.
deal with Meadowbrook?
I mean, it's a pretty good reason.
You seem scrunched.
I'm a
I
little
feel like-
stinged.
I feel like there's more reasons that are more justifiable than you don't like Meadowbrook.
I mean, there are. I'm just trying to be in Hithrock's corner for once here.
Well, speaking of Hithrock's corner, let's take a look at our next deck list here. And this one's a little bit of a doozy.
Who piloted this one?
This
is
was
Andrew.
yeah, Andrew.
All right, now let me stop you I'm gonna stop you for a moment here, and let's look up in the corner here. There's a purple main there.
It's Trixie.
That's not Tempest. It's not Twilight. It's one of the other T mains.
It's not Luna.
These are a lot of cards I have not seen played before.
And this better be raising some alarm bells here. It's like this is a combo deck or something.
Boy, if only we had a whole portion of the stream dedicated to talking about it, right?
Yeah, it's a darn shame that we'll have to wait for
10
a little bit
minutes.
to talk about that.
Don't worry, we'll come back to this one.
Oh yes.
You're
For-
gonna learn all about it.
Who runs inside information?
This has a lot to unpack here.
So many one-ofs. That's how you know it's a combo deck, is it has
Yes,
one-ofs.
right.
Mm-hmm. Well,
It has
that
one
fact-
ofs and there's draw engines.
It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 one-ofs.
10 one-ofs and 2 copies of juggling routines. So, I mean, there's
A
your
lot of
sign.
one-ofs.
There's your sign.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Can't
It's
look at
all-
Ivory's deck.
Okay.
Oh, hey, look, it's Hot Wings. You know why this version of Hot Wings is wrong?
Why is it wrong, Cheese?
I forget why it's wrong.
What?
What kind of setup was that?
Because it lost me the Match on
Because-
Wednesday.
Why? Because you couldn't find any pink entry? That is not a good reason. There are... How many pink entry am I looking at here?
I took some of them out for.
Why did
Well,
you do
whose fault is
that?
that?
What are you sitting here like blaming Ivory for? Like you're not running hot wings, you're running mild wings with blue cheese. Blue cheese sucks. Get out.
Ew, yeah, no. Blue cheese is actual garbage.
Agreed.
What this deck actually needed was Snips and Snails from Canterlot Knights.
That would be an interesting play. Unfortunately,
it
it's
did
stretched
not-
for room as it is.
It did not need that. You replaced problems enough in that game.
He just wanted to get rid of... He wanted to get rid of troublemakers faster.
And we got some dissenters in chat here right now. No, sorry. Blue cheese is nasty. Get out. I don't like mold in my food, okay?
Basically.
Do you like dry-aged beef?
Don't like mold in my food.
That wasn't an answer to that question. I mean, while we're sitting here,
It kind of was.
while we're sitting here talking about this list, I mean, it's hot wings is hot wings.
Yeah, nothing's really changed here. There's more pinkies, and that's about it. It's nothing really different here.
The transform pinky is a nice bit of tech replacing the hasty cadence that used to be in here because you've got enough pinkies to make use of it.
Yeah. I think the only other thing that might be of note here is Small Silverstream, who is just annoying.
She does work.
She does do work.
Yeah, because she's annoying.
All right.
The only thing I'm not super happy about is I wish I could fit more dilemmas in here, but you have to take away something else. So choose your card numbers how you see fit. I personally prefer to have more friends.
That's fair.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, that's one of the things that made the original Hot Wings so good is it ran over 30 friends when decks didn't even have sideboards. So your odds of drawing gas off the top were really, really high.
Oh, just wait. This will get some toys in with set 12. Oh,
50
yes.
dilemmas, says Bugle.
Now,
That's a lot of dilemmas.
Look, this is a blue deck, not a yellow deck. What are you doing?
I got so excited about running all these dilemmas, I forgot to include friends and events and other cards that, make my deck work.
Who actually confronts, right?
Nobody.
You actually just run all the one-cost dilemmas and the new pink event and the new pink friend, and then
No,
that's
it's fine. You just sit there and make like 15 copies of Buckball, and then when your opponent like even attempts to cause a DFO, you're just like, all right, go for it, have fun.
seems good. Okay, next list.
No, there are no more lists. That was the top 4.
Oh, that is the top 4. You're right. Okay, so that's a Harmony format. You've got Hot Wings, which is an eternal staple. You've got purple, pink, white control, which
Eternal staple.
eternal staple. You've got Combo, which is,
Refuses to die.
right. And you've got Yellow, the newcomer, who's like, look what I can do.
Who has attached itself to the wall quite firmly and is busy hissing at anyone who gets near.
Correct.
Didn't know Fluttershy could hiss. But
Apparently she can.
You should see Fluttershy in Pony Life.
I don't want none of that.
Correct.
All right. So now, as promised, we said we are going to talk a little bit about a certain a deck that's made a bit of a splash, shall we say?
Splish splash.
Literally the first time this character has ever been relevant.
All right. So let's go take a look at that Trixie deck here in a little bit more detail. All right. So what is this thing doing? We're obviously dealing with a combo here just because of some of the pieces in here. Like you don't see a good chunk of these cards outside of combo.
I mean, looking at the draw deck, you can tell, obviously, as we said earlier, that there's shenanigans going on. When you're running this many draw spells when you're running discard pile recycling and you've got cards that have very unique, very particular effects like Pinkie Pie Philly Suck, it's apparent that there's, some kind of shenanigans. But the real indicator of what's going on here is actually in the other deck. It's in the problem deck. Now, normally when you're playing a combo, you want to get the board to such a point that you can last as long as possible to give you enough turns to find all your pieces and gain all your AT. But here, we see kind of the opposite. We see low confront requirement problems, fire when ready, which basically means I don't want to run a 10th problem, and this little thing, Dark Magic Surge. And wouldn't you know it, your main character happens to be a unicorn. So if you were to, move your main character to this problem, and then if there were to mysteriously be a face-off that takes place there...
Mysteriously.
All of a sudden, you get to pay one less to play your events. If your opponent has started that face-off, and Trixie is boosted because you've played an event, now you're paying 2 less to play your events. Note that neither of those effects have a floor. That means you can
I'm trying to
drop...
remember why we ignored Dark Magic Surge. I totally forgot this card existed.
It's been around there.
It's from Crystal Games. It's easy to forget.
Yeah, exactly.
So the basic idea with this deck is you're going to get your main boosted or use Dark Magic Surge. And then you're going to play a Sonic Rainboom, presumably off of getting Wreck from Join the Herd, and start playing a bunch of draw spells. The goal is you're just going to draw through your deck as fast as you possibly can. If you've got a copy of the Vote in there, you can play that early so your opponent can't really disrupt you, and you're just going to keep going and going and going until you have your whole deck in your hand.
Which is the key to madness.
Right.
Well, really the key to
way,
madness is reducing things cost below the value that you generate, but I digress.
Sure. Along the way, you're playing some cards like Burst of Speed, which are giving you action tokens until the end of the face-off. And those can be really useful if you don't have both discounts active, or if you're just drawing into some of the higher cost cards. Once you've drawn your whole deck, you'll play a juggling routine, and keep drawing your deck again. And keep going, and keep going, and keep going. Until you have your deck in such a state that you can demonstrate an effective, close to an effective loop with it. You'll never be able to truly demonstrate a loop because juggling routine also forces your opponent to draw. But anyway, you'll gain a bunch of AT, and then you can either play Storm of Justice or Luna Holiday Spirit, so that if you are fighting a troublemaker, or if it's a problem face-off, you're going to gain all your 15 points.
And just win the game like that?
It
should be noted that if you're doing the Storm of Justice route, you want to make sure you play your dramatic entrances to get you over that 5-point mark.
Yep.
Or 5 power mark, I should say.
Yep.
I gotta make sure you actually win that.
I mean, you can also play enough dip in the pools and whatever.
You can dip in the pool the Luna Holiday Spirits. If for some reason you are prevented from scoring points, you can dip in the pool Rarity Soprano and force your opponent to just draw through their entire deck, which is rather amusing.
Kind of sad that this doesn't have any room for...
and also delete
misfires.
their deck. But...
Yes, and also delete their deck.
The pie eating contests security.
Uh-huh. There's also some nice little forced movement. The Burning Bridges are there, and that does work as forced movement, but the real spicy play here... 2 modes. By the way, guys, you choose 2 modes when you play Epiphanies.
Lies.
Yeah, Ara.
I'm pretty sure it didn't actually matter at that point.
Did you forget?
No, it
did
didn't.
You forget to call your second mode with Rainbow?
He played it for exactly 1 mode.
But, he had already won. It didn't matter.
He also did it twice, regardless. One of Twilight's Epiphany's other modes is move an opposing character. So if your opponent happens to be matching you unicorn for unicorn on Dark Magic Surge, you get to shove them away and draw 3 cards in the process.
That sounds good.
It's pretty good. Now, if you're in Harmony, you're likely to be facing one of 2 kinds of decks. Really, really fast aggro, which likes to double face off about as frequently as possible.
Cool. You're starting a face-off for me.
Right. Or control, that has a tendency to play a lot of troublemakers and also run staff.
Cool. You're starting a face-off for me, or at least making it easy.
Right. This means that you're likely to get one of those 2 discounts present, and it should be pretty likely for you to go off relatively early on.
What does this use for getting to Dark Magic? Oh, it's a starting problem.
Yes. So we've
Although
talked
likely to go away against aggro, but
yes. But if you're facing down Bluna, you're probably going to be spending turn 1 moving up Trixie.
yeah.
Then, when they move up Trixie, you can play, like, a dramatic entrance. And then that's pretty good. So we talked a bit about what the combo does and the key pieces in there. How fast can it go off? Well, Andrew was reported as having said that in testing he was going off by about turn 4 or 5.
That's pretty spicy.
Yeah.
There have been combo decks that have gone slower that have been successful, so yeah, that's definitely solid place to be.
Well, that's true. Go off faster or slower. It is very meta-dependent.
In order to go off, there are a few specific cards you're going to need. You're going to need a Join the Herd, and you're going to need a Sonic Rainbow. The only way you can get around having Join the Herd is if you have 2 Fires of Friendship in play. And they both have to be naming blue, and you're almost certainly not doing that.
You also are going to need some kind of way to get into pink.
Correct.
Or already be in pink.
From there, you're likely to end up just drawing into what you need, provided you have a couple other draw cards in hand. So how consistent is this? Well, I believe that Andrew had a 3-1 record with this, and had a pretty good result testing.
So it's
Which deck did he lose against?
Bugle, I believe.
Yeah.
well, unsurprising.
Yeah.
If I'm wrong, I'm sure Bugle will tell me in chat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that deck has the tools to successfully drop.
Oh, it was
Disrupt.
not Bugle, he says. In that case, I do not know
Oh.
who he lost to.
Interesting.
The question then becomes, well, what stops this deck? Well, there's a few answers. In giant glowing neon lights, we have Changeling Mimics.
Indeed.
Hi, everything is too expensive.
It turns out it doesn't matter if your events cost 2 less with no minimum, if they also cost 3 more.
Or 6 more.
True, or 6 more.
Yeah, that's pretty terrible.
What else happens to stop this? Well,
A well-placed wake-up call, EA.
Yep. Magical Misfire is...
You're cutting out a bit there.
Oh, sorry. Magical Misfire is really devastating.
Yeah, I'm mildly surprised this doesn't run one of its own, but I suppose that's more of a defensive tool for this.
Well, this was also the deck's first showing as well.
Fair.
So we'll get to that in a moment. What else ends up hurting this? Decks that don't play friends or don't start face-offs. That means that you need to find a Grogar and start the face-off yourself.
I mean, you could try to double confront too. But...
You can try to double confront. It's going to be tricky because you have very few friends in your deck that will let you do that, and Many of them are multicolor, some of them even multicolor like rarity outside of your primary.
Yeah, so you're not going to have a real great time. And this deck is obviously putting quite a bit of focus onto the combo win condition because it's not going to aggro or control or farm its way to victory.
Right.
Yeah.
If your opponent opens up with like Snips and Snails to replace your Dark Magic Surge and then deliberately chooses not to start face-offs,
Sits there, silver streams their way to 15 points, you're not going to have a good time.
Yeah. So because of that, it's pretty fragile. There's a lot of points of disruption here, and speaking on this list in particular, there's some redundancy and a few cards that can likely be trimmed a bit to save you some card slots and make the deck a little more consistent or a little more resilient. So that goes into kind of the next question of, can it be optimized? And if you've been in Discord for the last couple of weeks, you've probably seen a lot of discussion on this, and it's kind of hotly debated right now. Andrew, who is one of this deck's creators, the other being Leo, I don't know if we've specifically mentioned that, but Leo Living Silver was also involved in this, believes that Trixie is 100% the correct main to use right now. And there's something to be said for that, because Trixie does provide yet another method of finding this discount.
Yeah, the 2AT discount is huge.
1 AT from her, but yeah, the 2 with the Dark Magic Surge as well. There's another school of thought that if you're trying to make use of Dark Magic Surge and you want to be consistent, you can run a main like Tempest, because Tempest will guarantee you a way of starting a face-off at that problem and also having a unicorn as a main. So why don't we put up a version of something that's optimized slightly differently?
Now, to be very clear here, we're not necessarily saying that either one of these is objectively correct. This is just a different viewpoint on different priorities.
Right. You'll notice that many of the same cards are still here. You still have the vote, you still have a lot of your draw cards, you still got the 1 rarity, you've got 3 gyros now. The difference is, in the win condition, instead of using Storm of Justice or Luna Holiday Spirit, we've got 2 copies of Mistmane.
Just going straight for the Mistmane option, of course.
Right. Now, Andrew and Leo specifically chose not to do this because the deck was called Rainbow Storm. And it got that name primarily from Sonic Rainboom, playing like a Storm deck from Magic the Gathering, and also using Storm of Justice for flavor reasons. Some of the draw spells here have been tweaked a bit, though. We have Pinky's Present, which is in place of Inside Information. You've got Twilighting, which is in place of Dramatic Entrance. There's a Magical Misfire in here as well, so if your opponent is doing stuff or you're worried about them getting things back with Juggling Routine, you can hit that. There's a Belly Flop, so you can answer opposing friends in play.
If you didn't already steal them with Pinky's Present, of course.
Right.
Go away, Nightmare Moon, who won't let me score more than 2 points.
Is that
Or not.
Azotl?
Oh yeah,
No,
that is Aoi Zodal.
Yeah, that is Azotl.
Yeah, Aoi Zodal. Nightmare Moon's the draw one.
Yes.
Which is even
You'll-
worse. for
Yeah,
this
you'll
deck.
need to answer both of them.
You'll notice that the problem deck has also changed here because while Tempest does guarantee us a way of being able to get a Troublemaker into play face up at the problem that we want it, she doesn't have the discount that Trixie does. That means that the entire game plan here is built around Dark Magic Surge. So every other problem that we have in the deck is either built to help us find Dark Magic Surge and get there again, or is blackmail.
Pretty much.
There is 1 copy of Resource Removal Anemoy, which is Special Beam Cannon. It's the same resource removal that was present in the original list.
Yeah, if you're going spicy, you gotta go full spice here. Ain't got any room for no blue cheese or ranch dressing here.
You don't care about too many resources, like stack of suitcases.
Stack is irritating. Desert Road is going to be irritating as well.
Yeah.
Fortunately, both of those you can hit just with the main and the one event.
What is that? Wake Up Call. I think Wake Up Call might be a problem as well.
It can be.
Yeah, but you can only get one shot off of Wake Up Call. So if you
Yeah,
get a
but one
sacrificial
shot
event,
might be all you need.
it's possible. You might be able to play through it or around it.
Mm-hmm. Blindfold can be a frustrating one as well. That's correct.
So yeah, there's a few resources.
Mm-hmm. And the question that we ask when looking at, an alternate list is how much do these kind of optimizations or changes improve performance? And to do that, we're looking at two different kind of situations. And we do this whenever we look at any combo deck. Number one, we want to find out how consistent is it, right? Over multiple games of playtesting and multiple pieces of tournament data and whatever it happens to be, what does the deck seem to be able to do reliably? That's one thing we look at. The second situation we look at is what we call the worst case scenario. This is not worst case from the combo player's perspective. This is worst case from their opponent's perspective. How quickly, given the God hand, can a deck like this go off?
Sometimes you get some rather scary numbers out of this. But it also serves to establish a high watermark, shall we say, for exactly how scary the thing can be.
Right. If you have a deck that has a worst case scenario of going off, like turn 2, but consistently can't go off until turn 7, that's a lot less of a threat than a deck that is more consistent that, has a worst case scenario of turn 3 or 4, but reliably goes off on turn 4 or 5.
That's scary.
Right. And that's kind of what we're looking at here. Worst case scenario, this deck can go off on turn 3. It really can't do it any earlier than that, because you have to have Tempest at Dark Magic Surge, and she has to be flipped to find the Grogar. So you don't really have another way of doing that. You also need to have at least 1 AT remaining to play the Join the Herd into the Sonic Rainbow. Or the Makeover, or whatever it happens to be. There's stuff you can do.
Right. Enough power that you can actually get yourself online.
You
Right.
can also get away with having a gyro there.
Yep, a Gyro would also end up working. Gyro is not a
no.
unicorn.
He's not. I always think he's a unicorn.
Everyone always thinks he is.
I just about put a card into print that had him as a unicorn, and I'm like, well, whoops.
He should be a unicorn.
Probably
All
should
right.
be.
So that statement is incorrect. You do need Tempest up there.
Right. Consistently, it's hard to tell. There's not a lot of data that's out there right now, but in the limited bit of testing we've had with this version of the list, it was, turn 5, turn 6?
I want to say closer to turns 4 or 5 more regularly.
Mm-hmm.
I think I had maybe one game that went as late as turn 6.
The thing that makes Tempest nice is you are mulliganing just basically for Sonic Rainbow and Join the Herd.
So you need fewer pieces to start up,
Right.
which is always a good indication for a combo deck.
Animoy asked the question, do you need Easy as Pie for Bubbly Mare? That's a meta call, and would be a great sideboard inclusion here. There's almost certainly a card that isn't always going to be necessary. For example, Pinky the Party Planner was in there originally to deal with friends that had 3 or more power, because the Spectacle could only deal with friends that had 2 or less.
Or you could just steal them.
Right.
It does cost a token, but omelets and eggs, huh?
So, yes, you could run easy as pie in here as well. So we've talked about consistency, we've talked about worst case scenario, we talked about the original list, we talked about alternates. Now the big question, and I'll shut up and let you guys talk on this. Is it a threat to the health of the meta?
I'm gonna go with large-sized oof here. This is
Pretty
definitely
much.
this is something that absolutely needs to be watched to see what it does.
It's too early to say for certain, but I definitely agree that this has a spotlight on it at the moment.
Well, this invariance of it. Both of these decks are perfectly viable, and the thing that's powering them is concerning. Now, the card pool does try to include safety valves against this sort of thing. There are answers to this. And if enough people run them, the combo will not have a good time. But then the combo can adapt, and back and forth. And what's it? One of the great follies of life. Don't get into a battle of wits against the Sicilian.
Never go in against a Sicilian while death is on the line.
Yeah.
Only slightly less well known than never start a land war in Asia.
Yeah.
It is worth noting that I do not expect that this would be, that either of these versions would be the last time we would see this deck tweaked.
Ooh, no.
We've done some theory crafting, and while I may have a preference towards Tempest right now, and that's all it is a preference, I actually do think that Trixie is going to be the stronger main when New Dawn releases, particularly because of the new Tyrek Troublemaker, which we've already seen, and one of the events that was spoiled in our playtesting stream on Wednesday, using this with Twilight Sparkles zeroed out. I'm sure we can talk about that later.
Yes. Animoy says planning for this will weaken your decks. Yes, it will. But if the decks that would defeat yours fall to the combo, then, well...
Right. There's a question you have to ask, right? Hot Wings is one of those decks that taught people that it was okay to bank AT to produce maximum value on burst turns, right? That not every turn needs to be, I play out all my AT, I play my friends to problems, I move my characters up there, and I score a single point for confronting. It's okay to do nothing if it means the next turn you're going to gain like 4 points or 5 points. And yet, Hot Wings still runs often 3 copies of Rainbow Dash on even ground.
That
Rainbow
seems
Dash,
somewhat antithetical to the deck's point and purpose.
it is, but when the option is I will run regular Hot Wings and then lose to insert deck that likes to bank action tokens here, or I will have a card that will slightly slow down my game plan but utterly destroy my opponents, you're going to take the slower option. Also, there are some decks that just aren't slowed down in dealing with this at all, like Bugle's purple, pink, white deck that just runs mimics.
And is like, hi, yes, please pay a lot more tokens for everything. It doesn't... Oh, and it's got a misfire in there too, which is going to make this thing real miserable.
Uh-huh.
Got to make sure you play the vote early against that one.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
So this is definitely one that we'll be keeping an eye on. Speaking as someone who also played a combo deck in this same tournament, by the way, I don't think that Pie Eating Contest holds a candle to what these decks are capable of doing. I do fully believe that these are the strongest combo decks that currently exist in the Harmony meta that we've discovered so far. And I don't mean we, I mean the community.
Yeah.
The all-encompassing we, not the royal we.
Correct.
Not the Luna Wii.
Not the Luna we. The
Not
Luna
hearing-
we. The Luna
not-
we goes wee.
No, I'm not hearing enough thighs in here.
Thighs and thous. All right, that's enough talk about combo. Let's talk about something else.
How about spoilers?
Yeah, let's talk about spoilers.
Okay.
Oh.
Trixie's in the
Ponies.
newest Pony Life episode.
Now
That's a spoiler, isn't it?
it
Is
is technically a spoiler.
Peter knew his Discord now.
I heard
Also-
about that.
That's somewhat unfortunate, but it's understandable.
Prismlight wants the Unity 15 purple card.
Oh, darn shame! Like we included that or something. All right, let's go through here. Now, apologies because we've kind of lost track of what we've spoiled so far. So we're gonna go through a few things that we probably haven't talked about, but maybe we did, and our apologies if we did already.
This is a prelude to Slogfest.
Yeah, we gotta get ready here. Okay, so here we go. I think we actually have shown this before, but the Unity 15 blue card.
Yes. I think we're showing it with the correct cost and power because last time we screwed that up.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, he made it a 3-3-1, didn't he?
No, it was this art on the 510 Unity.
Which was the issue.
They have been
Oh.
rearranged. I have altered the deal.
Exactly.
Door closes, door opens. I have altered the deal.
I love this card.
It was a really good card.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be going a little bit fast here. Like a lot of fast.
That's fine. It finds dilemmas out of your deck. Note that it puts that dilemma directly into play, which means that you get to ignore color requirements. So you can totally go find a Sanctuary construction in your mono blue deck to deal with those nasty opposing troublemakers.
Spicy.
Note that it also puts that dilemma into play, which means if your dilemma has text that says when you play this card, like, oh, I don't know, a new blue dilemma in the next set that we've already shown, it's not going to trigger that. Otherwise, I will say that Pegasi get real big real fast, and you will be very surprised with how little of a board state you need to hit Unity 15 blue in a deck running enough anthems.
Yeah, yellow, blue, Pegasi, tribal. Doesn't mind this so much.
It's about all I got to say.
Pretty much. Let's see. Next card.
Pretty much.
How do I? There we go. Next card. Hey, look, it's Applejack. Also, some orange pony.
Applejack.
Big
Comments?
Orange gets bigger.
Big orange
orange-
ain't got time for no this disruption.
So
Getting
ha-
Unity 15 in an orange deck is actually really easy.
Yeah.
like, oh, here's my Red Delicious. And
Halfway there.
Yeah, pretty close to it. And my rescue party. And I've got an orange main, so there we go. Ta-da!
Well, and both
Gotta
of
get a
those,
limestone in there too as well.
Sure, we'll chuck a limestone in there so that we can play Red Delicious for less. And
Yeah, it sounds fine.
yeah, this is good. Now,
And this is okay.
Appaloosa is a very powerful effect. But Appaloosa was on a resource. This is on a friend.
It's not a friend that doesn't cover itself immediately.
Immediately. It does take a turn, provided you also hit the Unity 15. So your opponent has, call it a turn and a half to answer this thing, or anything else you have in play. The downside, like I've already mentioned, of orange being easy to hit Unity 15 with, is that you're doing that with very few friends. So if even one of them goes away, you've just lost probably a third of your unity.
It also means that Pinky's over there, like, rubbing her hooves together with a smile on her face that you really don't want to see.
Guess it's a good thing that this is Big Orange, and Big Orange means big friends. Friends with 4 or more power.
Yes, it does.
It'd be a darn shame if someone were to come along and steal them all.
Mm-hmm. It is worth noting, there are plenty of ways to be able to deal with this card and other orange friends that your opponent might have, even if you can't frighten or dismiss them. Like Ara said, you can steal them. You can put them back into their owner's hand.
They can be banished.
They can be put on top of the player's deck. They can be banished.
You can petrify this.
You can petrify this. You can just make this card lose abilities and then just go back to eating things left and right.
Iron Will says go home. Or limestone, whatever.
That being said, it's still useful protection. And there's also some power counter synergy that exists in orange as well, so you can play that too.
Just a little bit. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Next card. Oh, this was on Silverquill's stream.
I'm just going to look at this for a little bit. There goes. The stream's being laggy.
We're good.
Oh. She's missing a trait. Should probably fix that.
Oh, yeah. She does need that trait, doesn't she?
Yeah.
She doesn't need to be a hippogriff.
So, speaking of stealing things, Silverstream just wants to know what you're doing for like the next 4 hours. Also, she wants you to stop being over there and come over here and look what she's doing for the next 4 hours.
She found stairs.
She found stairs.
Stare at the stairs.
Silverstream isn't stealing your friends. She's just getting a really close look.
Over here, not over there.
Silverstream looks with her claws, not with her eyes.
Taking it from your hooves and walking away with it. Nice, Bugle. This is one of the more powerful cheerleader effects that we've seen so far.
Right, but as noted, the cheerleaders, of course, need generally multiple colors because, as of right now, but maybe we'll talk a little bit about this later, you need more than one cheerleader to really get into shenanigans. So you can't just have an army of Silverstreams running around being like, oh, what's this?
I mean, you can have an army of Silverstreams running around if you have one other one. Please do not make the name for this card. Ooh.
You could always do the Chrysalis and make her the cheerleader.
Yeah, you could. That's true. Alright, let's see what we got else here. Alright, how about Unity 15 Pink? We've talked extensively about this, I believe. But
yes.
I don't know if we've seen the final art.
I think we have.
Maybe we did. Might just not have seen it on the playtest stream, but yeah. Don't mess with Pinky. She'll win you the game on the spot.
Yeah, she will.
If you fulfill these crazy set of conditions, it's very Pinkie Pie-like.
I really like the art on this one. It's a really good shot. Also, her main is a mess. She has just lollipops stuck. Ugh.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
I'm worrying about it.
Okay, let's see what else.
An actual cotton candy main.
Basically. That's true. Oh, it's this one!
It's Starlight.
I like Starlight.
Wearing
Starlight's
a swanky little blazer there. And
making figment tokens, which definitely aren't plants.
nope, not at all. So yeah, your other friends here have studios. So that's alone. That's like okay, sure, I guess.
I mean, it's a little weird, right? Because Studious can't actually stack with itself.
Not by itself, it can't.
The reminder text here is kind of accurate, but it's weird. Yeah, Studious by itself does not stack. So if you have 5 characters with Studious, you still only gain one AT.
token.
Yeah.
Segue into
About that.
not anymore. Now they stack.
Hey, it's like when you have the head mare and the vice head stallion, they can do stuff. And
It's
their
like-
stuff is...
It's like they synergize or something.
Sunburst the Bearded. I like it.
Sunburst the Flavor Town.
Hey, Starlight was the Flavor Town as well.
Town.
Yeah. The repeated threat that don't make me make a Guy Fieri pony.
I'm going to need you to take this image of Sunburst and alter his hair and mane and beard style to look like Guy Fieri.
No.
That would
Please.
take so long.
It
Not
would be so
happening.
worth it.
Not happening.
Look, he's already got glasses on. You just got to turn them into Oakleys.
Okay, fine. Maybe for the promo or something.
There we go. And then just do the bleach tips. And yeah.
This sounds like a bad meme.
It is a bad meme.
You're the one putting Flavor Town on cards.
Yeah, this is
Well-
your fault.
It needs to go somewhere, so don't blame me. Not sure.
It is worth noting that the previous Starlight is unique. So you can have one of her, or you can play really elaborate shenanigans to have more. You can have multiple Sunbursts, but having multiple Sunbursts doesn't really do much besides giving you another friend with Studious.
Right.
But they are at uncommon, which means if you're drafting in, say, a cube environment,
Might be able to pull both. Might be
Yeah.
able to cause a little bit of shenanigans.
yeah, can be some pretty good shenanigans. They're also pauper legal.
Oh boy, we're setting someone up for the next combo deck.
Uh-huh.
Get to work, Cheese.
Okay.
What do you want about Cheese? Doesn't build decks. He just keeps modifying the same one cursed deck
Stupid
over and over.
purple, pink, white, and
Hey, I do a new deck every like 2 years.
and then you're like, this sucks. I just want to play purple, pink, white control.
You play purple wing. Okay. What else we got here? Oh, hey, look, here's the Unity 15 purple. When did this get in here? I don't remember putting this in here.
I didn't put this in my bag.
Remember this?
Mine's got rocks in it.
Okay, Charlie Brown.
Is that from Friendship is Witchcraft?
No,
It's actually from
it's just Bonbon.
the super speedy cider squeezy 6000 episode.
Correct.
Okay, at the start of your turn, gain 1 AT. No exhausting required, just gain 1 AT.
That's pretty nice.
I mean, when you run the whole country.
You collect,
It's collect taxes.
basically. Speaking of taxes, Unity
It'd be
15
hilarious
purple.
if it actually taxed your opponent.
Opponents must pay +1 action tokens to take a main phase action. Now, we do have some reminder text here that says the main phase actions are draw a card, move one of your characters, rally one of your friends, or play a troublemaker. This, I do not believe, is currently codified as precisely as it needs to be in the comprehensive rules. It will be. So this will not affect your opponent activating abilities with a cost or just playing a friend during their main phase. Or resource or event, I suppose.
Right.
Just the basic actions that every player is allowed to do, regardless of what they have in their hand. Man, that makes digging to find an answer a lot harder.
Makes troublemakers kind of annoying too.
You got some movement taxing going on here, and rallying is just ugh.
Oh yeah, it's also a stealth buff on Frighten there.
Do like some purple-blue frighten and start running Betrayed and actually getting some real serious value out of it.
Yeah.
Ew.
Ew.
You.
Oh, it seems fine. Don't worry about it. Like, this is pretty expensive though, gotta admit.
It is, but if your opponents let it sit out there, you're going to get some value back off of it, not just from the Unity 15 tax, but hey, it's an AT generator, and it's an easier AT generator at 4 AT than Storm King was. Not that that's saying a whole lot.
Yeah. Might actually pass the Thunderlane test here. Or it's not the Thunderlane test anymore, is it?
No, this is the...
No, it's the
Flash Magnus test? Maybe.
All right, what else? Oh, also, I mean, it's an Alicorn, so, you can have your Flash Sentries out and pay this for 2, and that sounds good.
Yeah, cool. I got another cheerleader here.
He's so adorable with his scrunched up grin and little pom-poms. Indefinitely canonical uniform and background. I'm
What?
cheering too.
What? No, he's like out there making all kinds of noise. The other ones are just like, pony sports are weird. He's just like, ah! Not legally
He's
allowed
so
to yell
loud about it that he brings friends back from the discard pile.
He draws everyone to him.
like a good cheerleader should.
So if you're playing these cheerleaders and then, I don't know, like retiring them for some value, but then you have another cheerleader in play because you have this, and then you can replay Silverstream, who just wants to look with her hooves at what you're doing.
Look with her hooves.
Look with her talons, whatever.
Talons, yes. She has hooves and talons. Don't worry about it.
This is pretty good. This is deceptively powerful in a cheerleader deck. When you're playing a bunch of friends that are already cheap, being able to just get some enters play value on them again and again and again is really powerful.
Yes. Alright. Okay, Unity 15 white. I'm gonna just go ahead and make a copy of, I don't know, Magic Wings? Yeah, that sounds good. Everybody gets Magic Wings.
We do have updated text on this. The first ability does let you play the accessory for free now, which does mean that you are able to get around color requirement with it.
Color requirements, darling. What are those?
So if you want to...
You can have any color you like as long as it's not beige.
You want to play Cybernetic Limb Actuator, and then, give everyone a Cybernetic Limb Actuator so you can move all your friends, you can do that.
For half a second, and then all but one of them falls off.
Correct.
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
Let's see.
This generates a lot of power. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. It goes in hats real hard.
Speaking of that, let's talk about a card that, let's face it, this is probably going into every yellow deck. Yes, hi, I'd like more points, please.
So you get to reanimate a critter with cost 3 or less. There are very few critters that have seen play that have more than cost 3. There is one that comes to mind immediately, which is Critter Choir, and no, you're not allowed to get that back with this card.
But it's fine because you'll just go ahead and get a Bunyip.
Right.
Probably. Or a free owl. Well, it's not a free owl, but it's an owl. Seems good.
You can get back Guna.
Or a guard keys.
Or an Eagle. Want to get back Eagle and actually play it properly this time?
No. Yeah,
No?
the Brian is also a great one.
Yeah.
Just don't go get gummies. That seems bad.
And then, I mean, the Unity 15... I like extra points.
I like extra points too. Who doesn't like extra points other than your opponent?
If you're playing any kind of Anthem effects that give you more power, or if you're playing Thorax, which, you know, by the way, this card has printed power 2 or less.
Obligatory hissing!
Hint, hint.
Hissing.
Then you're going to be in pretty good shape. This is a little more difficult to make the Unity 15 work because it is situational, in addition to being Unity 15. Not only do you have to meet that requirement, but you also have to have a bunch of power at a single problem.
But it's also persistent.
Yes. It doesn't matter where it is. If you do happen to play this card and then, I don't know, also play a Critter Choir in that same turn, there's a pretty good chance you can get a bunch of points with this.
Or play this last turn and the Critter Choir this turn, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, it works. All right, what's next?
I think we're just going to skip this one.
Yeah, who cares?
Okay.
Oh, hey, it's Dr. Hooves.
Yeah, I think we saw this in one of the playtest streams here. Yeah.
Yes, this was on the most recent playtest stream on Wednesday.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Meticulous 1. Not bad. When you put a card on top of your deck, you may move this card. So basically, this is just going to move, like, probably every turn, unless you really don't want what's on top of your deck.
Uh-huh.
Seems good.
Yeah, seems pretty okay. Goes well in a blue-purple kind of mid-range style deck.
Yeah, this seems right up a Value Town alley. Smolder and that pony in the background, just less than enthused about this.
Can also work kind of well with cards like Twilighting.
Oh yeah, because you can... this also works at immediate speed, so if you were to...
Same-day delivery.
Yeah, same-day delivery, or if you wanted to be crazy and Pinky Sense. Yeah.
Pinky Sense and same-day delivery.
Ooh, get some value, shuffle your deck, move a friend up there.
Well, at that point, why are you playing blue, you big silly? Just run white and run...
Maybe you want to frighten stuff.
You could. You're playing blue so you can play Jerkface, let's be real.
Alright. Maybe. Seems
In a
like
purple deck seems actually terrible.
bad excuse. Yeah. Let's see. What's with this whole, like, blue, yellow, and scoring points thing?
Aggro colors like points.
Ew. Oh, and this is hasty, too, just to be even more obnoxious.
Well, it's Trivia Trot. I mean, you gotta be quick on the buzzer.
You have to play this in a Gallus deck, don't you?
Don't let the aggro deck score points. This is it.
Yeah, I think you need to be a little bit more braced and prepared than Fluttershy is, though, because she's about to have a bad time here.
Yeah.
And Angel's just watching it happen.
Angel's just like, you gonna get yeeted.
Angel can't do anything about this. He just has to just watch the train wreck go.
Oh, you're implying he would do anything even if he could.
No, I'm not. Well, yeah, I am. He's gonna turn around and give Bulk one of those. I'm kind of mad, but I'm also kind of impressed, so...
Fair. So, it's another Hasty Pegasus, which is nice. It's in blue and yellow, which is nice.
It scores
got
points, which is
That's
nice.
Which is nice. You can get some synergy with, like, the talented Scootaloo. You can get some synergy with, like, Cloud Chaser and Flitter.
It's really easy to get this out, too, because it only needs one Rick of either color.
Uh-huh.
Which is nice.
Which is nice. And it's like there's a blue card in the next set that makes Pegasi tokens too, so if you're worried about retiring a super valuable friend, you don't have to be.
You mean Pegasus eggs?
No, not Pegasus eggs.
No.
No,
I know you said next set, but you could also be a mad lad and run Pegasus eggs.
Or you can just run Rocket Scooter and actually play good cards.
Who does that?
Me.
Right? And Bugle's like, it has no trait symbol, which is nice.
Nice.
It also has no subtitle.
It has a subtitle. Its subtitle is subtitle.
And its flavor is Flavor Town.
Nice.
It's a working subtitle!
So,
Like a working title?
yeah. So overall, I would say that Fluttershy and Bulk Biceps are...
It's nice.
It's nice. Next card?
Just ran that one into the ground, didn't we?
Yeah, a little bit.
Let's see, Rush Makeover here. I think Diamond Song basically called the art on this.
Yeah, she did.
It's just like, yeah, alright.
Twilight has the concern.
Well, you're getting, like, done up all pretty in about the course of 10 seconds by Rarity. Like, you just gotta have a level of trust here and try not to make too much of a face.
I am reminded of the Fenico line from Let's Go. She's like, selfie, dessert, latte art, selfie, dessert, selfie, selfie, thigh pick.
Alright, but we've seen this used to great effect here. It's not only entry, but it's a slight discount on whatever you're using to play off of it.
Yeah, this, if you are not concerned with the flip average in your deck, then run this over makeover every time, question mark?
And aggro doesn't mind this too much, which is nice.
Not again.
I mean, I would totally be okay with playing this and then paying only one for an Angel Wings and paying 2 less for my next thing.
Oh,
Ew.
that's disgusting.
Ew.
That's
Stop
good.
it.
Which is
Good.
I mean, it's a
Nice.
cheaper,
Very good.
it's 1 AT saving than playing Makeover to get into Angel Wings.
In that it lets you do stuff with it on turn 1, which is
nice.
nice.
Right. Oh, I think this was a recent spoiler on Meticulous Talks.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it has the Chaotic trait now.
Yeah, this has been thrown around quite a bit. But yeah, I like this card. You know why I like this card?
Why?
It says random.
Poppy?
I got me some belief.
Somebody has to. It's not me.
It's got random on the chaos and on the immediate. I'm fine with both of these things. Like, the only reason I'm not fine with this is I can't choose 10 and guarantee that I will correctly choose the lack of a target. Sad.
True.
Yeah, but if you've only got one 5 power thing on the field, I got some bad news for you.
Well, cost.
Cost, yes.
A cost thing on the field.
Whatever.
Still, it is worth noting that this can be both less and more flexible than, like, Food Fight, which would be the closest comparison.
Yeah.
And this card has Chaos, which Food Fight did not. And the Chaos is not on the level of, like, Mysterious Disappearance or Ever Vigilant, which is...
Where it hurts yourself sometimes.
Yes.
Right, so this is fine. Also,
Yes.
it's got a picture of Cozy on it. So evil.
Operating on Dragon Ball logic of bigger hair means bigger power.
Correct.
Yep.
Yes.
Next.
Spider Surprise.
Spooters.
As opposed to
Huh?
Shia Surprise.
Luna liked spooters.
There's a gun to your head and death in his eyes, but you can do jujitsu.
I knew you would be the one who knew that reference.
I think I'm the one who shared it with everyone. Also, Ara caught it too. He just didn't say it fast
I
enough.
didn't say... No, I wasn't going to say it. But that's okay, I guess. It's...
Nice. It's not nice. There's spooters. I don't like the spooters.
But they have stars on them.
The spoilers
doesn't-
are fine.
It doesn't matter.
They make glowing cloth. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
I'm worried about it. I'm so worried about it, I'm going to go back on top of my deck. Actually, you know what? No, I'm
That
going to go
spooter-
back.
Was so scary that I'm gonna burrow myself 3 down from the top of the deck.
Correct. I'm going to hide under the covers.
3 layers of covers.
Cover to cover to cover to cover.
Seems appropriate.
Napcakes is back? Question mark.
It's more expensive, and it has more rec.
It is more expensive. It does have more rec. It also hits anything.
Yeah.
Maybe it's better to say Hasty Retreat got an upgrade. How about that?
That's probably more accurate, sure. Alright. See, I don't think Luna's concerned for herself here. I think she's concerned for Twilight. Because Luna's just like, oh, you want spiders, huh? Alright.
Didn't she
remember-
make a bunch of them in Luna Eclipsed?
She did.
Uh-huh.
She remembers Nightmare Night. She's like, hey, what's up, bro?
All those other ponies were like scared when the spiders, so this is not great.
Those spiders looked evil, though. This spider looks cute.
It looks
Cool.
cute now.
You can take it home.
That star means that it's poisonous.
Oh,
Agreed.
is that what that means?
Yeah. Probably.
Probably. Let's see what we got. I like this art.
This is very loud art.
Pictures you can hear.
I forgot the thud at the beginning, but whatever, you get the idea. Also, best flavor text so far, I have to say.
I honestly never noticed that was Patagium.
I went through and looked and made sure.
It is.
Uh-huh.
No, that's definitely Patagium now that I'm seeing it with that flavor text.
I went and looked at the colors. It's probably Patagium.
So yellow has no shortage of bounce effects right now. And generally speaking, you're not going to run all of them because some are just going to be worse than others. And this is 2 cost and its main phase. Yeah, it can hit everything, but I mean, was it Lilo? Was Lilo the Troublemaker one? What was the one from EO that did the same thing?
Oh, that was...
Splash of water? Something like that?
Yeah, sounds right.
I think you're Splash Attack.
Splash Attack.
There we go.
Is that the one I'm
Splash
thinking of?
Attack was the Troublemaker
Yeah.
one. You're thinking of Lilo, and yeah, Bugle confirmed in chat.
Yeah, it was Lilo. Okay, got it. So, Lilo saw very, very little play. The difference here is entirely on the Unity setup. If you are playing a yellow deck, you're not just talking about putting a high threat opposing friend back into its owner's hand. You're talking about, I've just bought myself another turn to deal with that more permanently, or to establish my board better so that I don't care. Not just that, it affects all friends with that name, both title and subtitle. So, if you're worried about your opponent having multiple copies of a particular card in their hand, and you really don't want them to do stuff, or if your opponent is like a turn away from closing the game out with Mistmain,
really don't want to see any Mistmains or Bunyips right now.
basically,
Really don't.
just play that Mistmain thing and be like, ha, ha. I'll play it on Bodyguard. I don't care. I'll take a Unicorn token for a turn away from Bodyguard.
Yeah, it sounds fine to me.
And that's when the Bodyguard player starts mismaining instead.
I'll also play this on the Purple Starlight. Honestly, either of them, but more so the Exhaust one.
Yeah, no, there's lots of good choice.
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Infiltrating.
That's a word.
No, it's not, and I have to remind myself of it on a daily basis so I don't sound like an idiot.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I've almost said it too. Also, I definitely thought this was fake flavor when I saw this posted. And then I realized, no, he's serious. He's 100% serious.
Fake flavor on what?
On this card?
What part
So
of
they
it?
can be critter
The name?
tokens.
Oh. Nope, it's real.
No.
Yeah, I know it's real now. When I first saw it at like 5 in the morning, like half asleep, I thought it was fake.
Don't worry about it.
I believe this is the first way that we have to actually make truly colorless changeling friend tokens.
I thought there was ways. Maybe not, though.
They're comfortable just being themselves.
Yeah, frighten it and then unfrighten it. There's your colorless changeling friend.
There's
I think
actually
you could get at that with Desert Road.
nope.
Nope, 'cause
It's an as.
As this card plays?
Or no, it's an effect generated from the modifier that creates the card. There's actually only one other way to get changeling tokens.
There's ones that have it on their text.
Right. This is.
Oh, sorry, they're not tokens though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You'd have to make a token copy of that card to get that. Yeah.
Doable,
Yeah.
but very annoying.
Now you can just do it. Now they have traits, though. I'm sure that won't lead to any kind of shenanigans whatsoever.
Like, Hithrock immediately being like, is Trixie a trait? And I'm like,
No.
No.
it's not.
This does create some interesting opportunities, though. You can splash either white or yellow into another two-color deck to add additional trait support. So, like, you can sit there and run this in Pegasi, for instance, and splash a little bit of white. And then that gets interesting.
Or that Timble's looking kind of lonely there. It'd be a shame. Just go ahead and give her some friends who need to talk about their feelings.
Yep, you can keep it with the changeling thing. You can give them, I don't know, cheerleader? Cheerleader would be fine.
Yeah. That's true, that does work. You could give them unique and be pointless.
You can give them the Awizodal trait, which is the only appropriate one to choose.
Tree, Siren.
Chaotic.
Yeah, name unique and then have to get rid of one of them immediately.
Yep. Sounds good. I mean, so the dumb thing here is I could actually see like some convoluted line of play where that does something useful.
Oh, sure. Totally.
Nah, gonna be sitting here naming Siren.
Name Critter.
from the one card that had Siren.
Yeah, leave Taco Tuesday alone.
I love Taco Tuesday as a card.
She just wanted some tacos, even if it's not Tuesday.
All right. Anything else?
Yeah. Hey, remember earlier how we're like, cheerleaders are kind of hard to get? Yeah, no.
No, cheerleaders are real easy to get. Hey, look, you can make all your friends cheerleaders with that Unity 15 rarity.
Yeah. So as someone in Discord pointed out, you can finally have a cheerleader.
Cheerleader.
Hooray! Better than errata.
And rarity is just that's a face that you don't get in the way of.
That's fashion excitement right there. Also distracting cheer. I think you broke there at the end, Bugle.
No, that's just standard Pinkie Pie. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Oh, you
Always
think
dividing by 0.
yeah, you think we're done though. Oh, I thought I actually gave this a name.
You did give it a name.
Oh hey, it's that one card that I mentioned I really liked like 8 streams ago.
Yeah,
Where's the actual art for this?
good luck finding it.
It's fine.
We're calling this.
I think this is the Griffin King's crown, so Crown of Grover or something. And yes, this is missing artifact. I know.
I think you can just drop asset, right, and make it artifact.
Yeah, it's supposed to be just switched to a artifact.
Yeah.
I think it's called the Crown of Grover or something like that.
Yeah, Crown of Grover. That's it.
But what it actually is it's Hot Wings, the resource.
Basically.
Like there is nothing about this card that Hot Wings doesn't like, except maybe the unique part.
That is an important part. It must have that part.
No, I would totally love to move a character and suddenly all my friends are free. And Swift and other things that it doesn't need.
Can I have 2 of these out and then play Loyal Pony, and then play Loyal Pony, and then play Loyal Pony?
And then play Angel Wings, and then play the 4th Loyal Pony that you had the whole time.
I'm gonna go ahead and stop you right here because I probably conceded about halfway through that. That's just a large oof there.
But
Actually, no. I've got it. Here we go. I'm going to play Loyal Pony. Okay, then I'm going to move. Then I'm going to play the Loyal Sea Pony and transform it for free. Yeah. And then I'm going to move. And then play Loyal Pony, and then, yeah, it's good stuff.
Absolutely disgusting.
There's a lot of value on this card.
Alright.
the unique has to be there to prevent it from getting to day shift levels of dumb.
Yeah.
But don't worry. It still works very well.
Also, the real dream here is the Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash card that just requires you to have a little bit of belief.
Belief.
The random one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh, that's spicy. I like it.
It moves 3 characters. Your next friend costs 3 less.
You can play a Poppy off that.
You could play a Poppy off of that.
But you'd be paying 1 for the Poppy.
Whatever. You can just use Winged Wonder and Harmony. Yes, you can just use Winged Wonder and Harmony. You can also just use, like, Plushie Dash.
This also seems good.
Why not just use both? Why are we deciding one or the other?
Just jam all these cards into the deck and be like, yeah.
And while we're at it, throw Wildfire back in
Yeah,
there.
I move. Moving all day long.
Just 90 card deck, it's fine.
90 card deck combining Diamonds in the Sky, Hot Wings,
Pegasus
some other
Explosion.
nonsense.
Yeah.
It's fine, don't worry about it. At least you're like partially mill resistant. I don't know. Maybe that would work.
Anything else?
Of course. How about a troublemaker? Oh, look,
Sure.
it's a super rare troublemaker.
Oh, hey, it's Tirek.
Hey, it's that Tyrek I was talking about earlier that forces your opponent to
He has
face
pie.
off.
He does have pie.
Most important part of this. Stealing pies. Pie stealer. T-Rex stole 40 pies. That's terrible.
I could see an interesting purple deck with this. Force your opponent to be at the troublemaker.
Just
Yes.
find this with Tempest and be like, oh, you were confronting last turn. This is most unfortunate. I
And then
sure
they win
hope
the
that.
face off and get 2 points, and you're sad.
Well, you sit there and you're like, boy, I sure hope there aren't any chaotic cards in my deck. Oh,
If
wait.
used, if used properly, this card is quite difficult, but not impossible.
Oh, no. It is not impossible to beat this card.
It's also
And-
worth quite a few points. And it's not epic, so you best make sure your opponent doesn't win that. So could be an interesting tool for some decks that are interested in chaos stuff.
We got one more troublemaker?
Yeah.
All right. 30 seconds per card. We got to get through this stuff.
What? We're
We're-
going... This isn't
we're-
Slogfest.
We're 90 minutes into this.
Not seeing the problem.
We are 95 minutes.
Alright, so we got Mind Palace. Let's see, dates. There it goes.
It's
Destiny Drain-ish.
Yep.
So I think we talked on the playtesting stream about this.
We did. There are advantages and disadvantages to this over Destiny Drain. You have to play this proactively, which makes it vulnerable. But by doing so, you can hit important opposing cards before those cards even enter play,
Like Meadowbrook.
like Meadowbrook.
This also doesn't stop that card from playing, right?
It does not.
And it still goes to the discard pile.
Well, depending on what the card was.
Oh, this is any card, sure. I was thinking of an event, but yeah.
It doesn't require stuff to already be in your opponent's discard pile. It's cheaper to get out, technically.
Technically. Which
And
is
it's
the
in a-
best kind of correct.
And it's in a different color.
Yeah.
Orange Control seriously considers at least a pair of these as a flex slot.
Alright, one last one, and it's a doozy. Well, really it's a 3.
Let's see what you did there.
She's so tiny.
But she's so angry. It works like birds. The smaller it is, the angrier it is.
But she's smiling.
That's not a happy
She's
smile.
clearly angry.
Unique on a troublemaker.
Boy, we didn't even have unique on Grogar. This thing must just be straight up busted.
But it's got a 3 on it. It's got several 3s on it, in fact.
Yes.
It is an epic, but it's not a villain. At the start of your turn, put a fear counter on an opponent's main character.
And frighten an opposing friend here.
That should probably say opposing main character. Opponents have -1 power during face-offs for each fear counter on their main character. Wait, hold on. -1 power during face-offs.
Mm-hmm.
Any kind of face-off.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
For each fear counter on their main.
Uh-huh.
And the longer this thing
Even
sits
if
in
the
play,
main isn't involved.
even if the main isn't involved, and the longer this thing is in play, the more fear counters go on the
Uh-huh.
main. Oh, but when this card leaves play or is turned face down, remove 3 fear counters from each opposing main character.
Mm-hmm.
Which means you have 3 turns before this gets really stupid.
A little bit of a clock.
And the fear counters don't do anything if this card is if one of these cards is not in play,
Correct.
controlled by your opponent.
Right. But they do stick around. So if one of these were to go away and then pop back up later.
What's
like, natural 20?
Yeah. Or, Twilight and Rarity.
Or the
Hi,
geese.
remember me, I'm back. Or Geese, yeah.
Many options.
I'm going to finger snap my opponent's main.
Why would you do that?
That's pretty spicy, not gonna lie.
Crystal Game's the bad set.
You're a
It
bad
really
set.
is.
It's nice.
You can enjoy Crystal Games over there in that corner.
I will, with, study session in Destiny Drain.
And all the other busted cards from that set.
Magical
Anyway.
Misfire. Wait, no, not that one. Sorry, Magical Mailbox.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, does that wrap up the spoilers?
That's all the spoilers I got
For
now.
now.
All right. That is all the spoilers we have with art. There were many more that have been shown over the recent playtesting streams. They just don't have art yet.
Well, art in quotes.
Flavor.
Flavor
Yeah.
Town.
No, they have art. The art is pixelated Rorschach faces.
Ah, yes, the iconography.
No, they actually have art. It's just endless pictures of our queen as placeholder art.
It's
Or
true.
that.
Anyway, this will wrap up our discussion on everything for today. Thank you once again to all our patrons on Patreon. We appreciate your regular support. If you aren't currently a patron but you enjoy what we do, please do consider donating. Doing so does enable us to continue making content like this and lets you earn some great perks as a bonus. If you have comments or questions you'd like to send our way, feel free to reach out to us through Facebook, Twitter, or email, or Discord, or, probably Snapchat. I don't know.
I don't think I have a Snapchat.
I unfortunately do not have a Sim Snapchat running. If you want a Sim Snapchat, let us know.
It's a little spicy.
You want to sim TikTok?
No.
That's not happening. I will put a hard stop on that one.
Yeah.
Thank you. I
Now
appreciate that.
Gonna squeeze the brakes on that one.
Okay, good. Well, you can also chat live with us on Slack any day, anytime if you're a patron as well. You're probably up playing WoW board game or Skyrim or something.
Was up at 5 a.m. doing I don't remember what.
Finally, if you're looking to watch any of our previous videos, including tournament recordings or live gameplay duels, you can find them on our YouTube channel, linked just below the stream. With all that said, thank you to each and every one of our viewers, both here now and watching this recording later. We are, as always, Commentary is Magic. I am, as always, Grandpaws.
Big Cheese.
Our cat and
Ivory Starlight. Also, don't forget Coco signups and non-continentals signups.
yeah, let's
Non-tenentals.
Non-tenentals.
Yeah, let's go get some links for that.
Get some
Oh, and
links.
if you haven't signed up for the Spirit Badge, you should probably do that. Also,
I'm gonna go sign up for Coco right now. I'm gonna play me some cards from New Dawn. Yeah.
really,
No.
I have some questions.
I'm gonna
Well-
play Death and Taxes from Premiere and get disqualified immediately.
I'm gonna
it's
play-
a core match.
I'm gonna play Death and Taxes from Magic the Gathering and play Thalia.
It doesn't matter because I got a Platinum Angel in play.
Rest in
I can't-
peace, Thalia.
Shoot.
I can't lose.
It's true. It's what it says.
Let me.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Not quite yet. Let me go get the link for the Coco
Oh,
tournament.
never mind.
Coco.
But do the thing. It's nice.
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 Want to try something?
Yes. right.
Coco sign. All right.
It's
Bye,
nice.
everybody.
Bye.